Modding is amazing because you are able to edit your copy of your game. If you want all of your characters to look a certain way, you can change them. If you want them to have outfits that the developers didn't create, you can add them. You can enhance the level of graphics, or certain elements in the game can be changed, and that is the beauty of this community. But unfortunately, modding sites are extremely inconsistent. Nexusmods will allow certain titles that let you turn white characters black, but they won't allow you to turn black characters white because then they scream racism. But that exact thing is now happening with a new Final Fantasy VII mod, and people are wrecking this site over it. I have a few different things to show off, but before I get into the topic, if you enjoy the content I create, check out the links in the description, join the community in my live streams, and consider supporting through Patreon or YouTube memberships. Now, I personally don't really care what people do when it comes to modding their own games. If you want to turn all of your characters black, that's perfectly fine. If you want to turn all of your characters white, that's perfectly fine. I don't think somebody should be called a racist or a sexist or a bigot for doing either, but we know that some of the sites like Nexusmods are extremely politically motivated, and really the moderators of the site are activists through and through. If you are not pushing their political agenda, you are their enemy, and they will ban mods from people they don't like, that have opinions they don't like, and really they allow what they want on the site and then ban what they dislike. Nexusmods has been a problem for many years at this point, and I get that there are a lot of people who still use it because they do still offer the largest selection, but luckily there are alternatives popping up like DEG mods, like Ayaka mods, all really good, though it would still take years for them to get to this level, for them to have millions of mods on their site. But Final Fantasy VII is a game that is being modded right now, and they have decided that over on Nexusmods, it's perfectly fine to have mods that they agree with, like turning the characters black, even though in the past they have banned many mods going in the opposite direction. So Mark Kern had posted, new Final Fantasy mod dropped. Nexusmods will allow mods that turn Final Fantasy VII Remake characters brown, but will ban you if you make a mod that makes brown characters white. That's just racism. If race swapping is fine, it should be fine for any swap, and I completely agree with this. If you want to make all the characters in your game brown, that's perfectly fine. I really genuinely don't care. It is your copy of your game. It is not affecting me. Just like I should be able to mod my characters all white if I really freaking wanted to. Though we know that in the past, they of course have had a very specific track record. We'll say Nexusmods at the beginning of the year had removed a mod that allowed you to change Musa of Mali's character model from a black guy. They didn't particularly like this. There is actually an archive of it, but it never went back up. They never really cared about actually allowing people to release mods that they want and share mods with the community they want. They have banned a Monster Hunter Wilds mod that had made an NPC white also around the same time. And at the beginning of the year, Nexusmods was going through a lot. They went through a sale. We know that they had released this big statement about how the morals and like ethics of their site were not going to change. Back when Nexus was heavily in the news, I did a whole deep dive on the new owners and some of the questionable experience that they really have. I posted that entire thread on X, and I will link it down below in case you're interested in it. But the new owners were involved in some cringe get good gamer masterclasses, and judging by their past, I personally believe that we should be worried that they didn't purchase Nexusmods for the good of gamer kind. They have a very questionable history, and one of the new owners had actually left this entire PR speak message on it, and he basically said DM him, he's happy to answer questions. I sent him the questions clearly months later, he never actually answered them, and he completely ignored me, which is always a very good look for a new owner of a new company. But regardless, Nexusmods has had a lot of problems, and it doesn't look like they're going to get any better, even if we'd all like them to. Though we are talking about a new situation with the Final Fantasy VII mods that has completely blown up. And I love to see this happening because it means maybe in the future they will get more consistent. Now, I think they'd have to hire all of the activist moderators that they have for that to truly happen. But any sort of public backlash is still good because they might be pressured into actually listening in the future. And again, I don't really care about this mod itself. It's the hypocrisy that is the problem for me and so many other people. Okay, this is fucking wild. Black Panther turned Asian. They made Barrett white too. LOL, that doesn't look like a race. It just looks like they're dirty. I've got no issues if they want to race swap with mods rather than forcing it in the game design. That's what mods are for, but makes no sense banning it the other direction. You can't hate Nexus mods enough, and I'd love for Nexus to get their shit together. I think that they have such a wide variety of mods. It's easy to use their site. It's easy to navigate, and I want to, in theory, support them, but I just can't these days. Barrett as a based white dude would hit different, not gonna lie. Ready to blow DEI like a Mako reactor, baby. Yeah, I haven't seen anybody post a Barrett turned white mod now when the situation with turning the characters black has blown up, but that would be fascinating. I wonder how quickly it would go down. If it's not okay one way, it's not okay either way. I think race swapping is garbage, but if you're going to stop people from making POC characters white, you need to stop people from making white characters POC or allow both. You can't pick and choose. Folks, we're just crying over the Spider-Man 2 PC mod, but this is okay. This looks terrible. Garbage, low effort, skin darkening. We was Soldier. God, I forgot how cringe this remake was. Now we just need Sephiroth to look like Chauvin, which... Listen, there's a lot of good ideas that people have in this thread, but we know the truth, that they would be removed in an instant. I mean, even look at the Marvel Rivals mods for Trump and Biden. They allowed the Biden one to stay up for months, but yet they removed the Trump one basically the same day or maybe the day after. They are extremely inconsistent because they allow things that push their political ideology, which isn't particularly shocking. Here are a few other threads on it. Even within the mod culture of FF, there's this baffling standard running rampant where whitewashing is a no-go, but blackwashing is justice. It's still total crap as expected. Can someone make Barrett white? I wanna see something. Autism to ADHD communication. So yeah, we're going to have to see if anybody puts up a counter mod or if Nexusmods actually decides on consistency. Spoiler alert, they won't. But this new mod is blowing up on social media, and of course, to the activists within the industry and within this company, it's perfectly fine to turn a white character black, but it's not okay to do the opposite. But that's all that I really had to discuss in this video. Let everyone know your thoughts in the comments below. If you found this important, informative, and entertaining, make sure to give it a like, share it, and subscribe to the channel. And if you didn't, give it a dislike. I appreciate your support either way, but I'll talk to you all again in the next video really soon.